Casey,
What's up, man?
can we talk business?
Dude, let's talk business. What's going on, guys? Today we're talking business, and I want to give a shout out to Points of Authority for today's topic, and that is, how did we make the decision for our first few hires? So hiring is like super important. You're gonna learn so much along the way, and I want to try to share as much as possible about what I've learned from our failures as well as our successes along the way. So yeah, let's dive in. Started the company in October of 2014 and made my first hire in June of 2015. So quite a while, and in that time I was working insane hours. Now, not everybody in their initial business is going to be able to do this, whether you have a full-time job and this is kind of just something you're doing on the side, or you have a family. My decision in making this first hire, and this is just my experience, I'm not saying that this is necessarily what's best, but so at around June of 2015, I want to say that we were profiting somewhere around, let's say, $20,000 to $30,000 a month. When I really realized that I needed to hire somebody, I was answering emails for an audience of like probably somewhere around 30,000. I was answering emails for our customer base that was somewhere around, I don't know, probably in the hundreds, so not very large. I was also writing code. I was also just making sure general maintenance was doing well. Like, there's a lot going on. So I got to a point where I said, okay, it's very easy to do this one task within the business. And that was answering emails to our buyer audience of about 30,000 people. And so I said, okay, who could do this job? Someone that I could trust, because I really care about the customer experience. So I wanted to hire someone that I could trust, someone that would be easy to work with, and someone that, you know, I could pay a decent amount or pay them like what they were worth essentially. And I really couldn't justify giving a salary, not having benefits. Like, that was too much of a commitment. So what I did was I found a friend that, you know, we had grown up together, and he needed a summer job, and he had the time, and you know, he's a smart guy. So his name is Andrew, employee number 1 at Fire Launch, but I hired him on, and I was just paying him hourly. I can't remember exactly, somewhere around 10 to 12 bucks an hour, but it was good pay for him. He got to work from home kind of on his own schedule, and it allowed him to, you know, just a lot of flexibility, but also got a lot off my plate. I gotta take this, sorry guys. I really gotta talk business. But then the other thing is that Chinese New Year is in February, so a lot of people are making big orders right before. Okay, so employee number 1, Andrew. This, I think it's important to point out, this was a contract employee. So he was the same age as me, like 21 or something. It was important for him to know that, you know, he had to pay taxes on that money. We were recording it, you know, not doing any shady stuff. We were paying him about $12 an hour. And the last thing that I have here is tell them. So essentially there's like 2 classes kind of employees to bring on. They're the people that, you know, you tell them what to do, you know, they're doing things for you, they're serving some purpose. And then there's employees that you bring on that are telling you what to do. Kind of a similar situation, but it really opened my mind here. So what Andrew was doing for me was he was giving me time. I was spending, let's say, 5 hours a day on stuff that I could easily teach Andrew to do. So that gave me an extra 5 hours per day. Employee number 2, a guy named Todd, probably the smartest guy I've ever met. College dropout, by the way. But anyways, he is a copywriter. And so I had met him at a local coffee shop because he had a Tesla mug, and I wanted to ask if he had a Tesla. Too many details, sorry. So anyways, he's a copywriter, and you know, our customers, they needed to have their copy updated on their Amazon listings for a number of reasons. It would help them to be more successful with our platform. So Todd wasn't necessarily someone, you know, we taught him the basics of writing an Amazon listing, but he was a great copywriter, and it was a little kind of direction. But one really cool mindset shift here was that, wow, Fire Launch can now start making more money by bringing on people that know how to do these other things. All right, employee number 3 was a big one. So employee number 3, let's just call him D. Okay, so my mindset here is, okay, we have Andrew saving me a lot of time. Todd is allowing us to make more money, but I really am starting to need some help in terms of overall like managing the business. You know, I wanted to really start thinking about scaling the company and growing the company because my time was just overwhelmed with all the other tasks within the company. I saw a lot of opportunities to grow the company. So number 4 and number 5 kind of come along at the same time. So they actually started as interns. Let's just call them I and N. So our interns, they were focused on helping us with customer support. So they were contract for sure. We paid them probably somewhere around Andrew. So let's just say 12 bucks an hour. Okay, so number 6 was our first backfill. So actually Todd was getting so much work that we couldn't keep up. So we needed to hire another person to help us keep up with the demand essentially. So first time in this scenario, Todd was starting to get overwhelmed. And so generally our process is get to a point of suffering, I guess, or get to a point where you are overwhelmed or you're over capacity and then hire. Very rarely even, now do we hire in anticipation of capacity. So I think to be most efficient and to really use your money wisely so that you can continue to push as quickly as possible, you should wait until things are in less than ideal state and then fix them. Again, planning ahead, you may be hiring someone hoping that there's more demand, but the demand never shows up, and then what do you do with this person that you've hired that doesn't have work? So anyways, this was a very difficult process, and this first hiring or this first interview, this is what I deem as kind of our first real interviews, was super, I mentioned this on a coffee run, but it was very difficult time for me. So the first person that came in, she had driven 2 hours for the interview. She had a good amount of real work experience. She was maybe later 30s or something, and very nice person, but she wasn't a good fit for the copywriting role. But during the interview, she was super nervous. I was super nervous. This was our first real interview. I was really struggling with these questions around who am I to say that you are or are not good enough for this job? You have so much more experience in this role than I do. It was very tough, and honestly, to some degree, I still struggle with this. I appreciate people and I care about people, and it's difficult to say that I don't think that the mindset is you are or are not good enough here. I think it's more or less are you a good fit for exactly what we're looking for? And the answer may be no, but for someone else, they may be, and it's very, very true. So I guess hopefully this video has helped you understand the mindset between, should I hire someone to help give me time back? Should I hire someone to add on to my revenue? Or should I hire those people that are gonna help me manage my business? Hiring is super important, and getting the first few people right is critical and really going to help you take off. You cannot run a $1 billion business on your own, and you're going to need an amazing team to do that. And yeah, I hope that this helps you along your journey to success. This has been Talking Business. If you have any other questions, please let me know. We'll see you guys next time. Thanks so much for checking out the video. If you liked it, please hit the thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see more. If you want to see the day-to-day, come check me out on my personal Instagram. Thanks so much, guys. Really appreciate it. And come check me out on personal.